blankets and water. Just send your cash.
I've checked it out a couple of times, and I would recommend all our friends and fans do give them a listen. They do such great work, and I'm really proud and, again, grateful to be able to be a part of the show.
Here.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So,
I've been to this venue so many times. I just realized.
There were some other spots I was doing it, and Pete didn't really let me know this spot was up here, and then bam!
Boom!
This spot
location. Baby.
And it was in the winter time too, so I was freezing outside.
Yeah.
And I was like,
It came at the greatest time.
With the little heater right
That's
there.
so dope. It is really tight up here. This is really tight.
No, it's really cool. And this used to be a recording studio.
Yeah, you can tell.
So
it's got the studio vibe.
Yeah. So they know who I am. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Ethan James.
Ethan!
I'm a musician from here in New England, the East Coast. I've actually been doing this for a pretty long time, like 15, 20 years.
15, 20 years.
Yeah, I just took a break and now I'm trying to...
I mean, you were shooting the breeze a little bit before. Your father's in the radio.
Yeah, my father was in radio, so I was really just born into a music family.
Yeah.
It's always been around me. It's always been a part of my life.
I have a soft spot in my cold black heart for radio.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. Hey man, it was once in its day a great titan of industry and a really good, I would say, like modality for entertainment.
Yeah.
It's dying, but like podcasts are awesome because
I actually only got into radio because music thing, and my father was like, "You ain't just going to school for music. You got to pick.
You got to do something else." Yeah.
So I was like, "No, what's music related?"
Right. Boom.
So I did the sound engineering, broadcast journalism thing to kind of.
That's cool. That's
so
cool.
how? What's your musical influences?
James Taylor, like we were talking about outside. James Taylor's a big musical influence
concerts
for me.
I've ever seen.
He just, I love the sound of his voice. He's perfected the sound of acoustic guitar. Awesome
songwriter.
And it's really nostalgic for me because, my father and I used to listen to a lot of James Taylor together just when I was young, discussing the intricacies of the music, and so James Taylor, a lot of Sublime. A lot of early 90s like grunge, early 2000s alternative, and then like everything. I like to pull from everything,
Sublime. If that guy didn't die, how much has music kind of morphed into kind of what they were doing? Like
a lot, They started with this
reggae, hip hop.
Not they started. What they did is they really modernized that dance hall and like reggae stuff into. They really. I don't want to say created, but like really perfected the punk rock / reggae.
Yeah.
So I did that with the band Fiction pre-COVID. We were pretty active here in New Haven.
Damn, COVID still sneaking its
I know, man. It really destroyed the scene. But that's why I love stuff like this that you guys put together, because it's back to the roots with just a bunch of musicians getting together, sharing their music with other people.
And that's when we kind of started to go hard with it. Was during the COVID. To kind of. If you could work with one artist, dead or alive, is it James Taylor or somebody else? You want to know? You want to know my honest answer? I was just talking about this with someone. Post Malone. Post Malone is good, bro.
I love Post Malone. I love how his music has changed and evolved. His new record, he just sings. He's singing. He's like an alternative acoustic singer, and he sounds great. And he's dialed back on the auto-tune but I just think he'd be so much fun to work with and do a song with.
Yeah.
It's hard to like put just one, but like that's my most recent. I'd be like, I'd love to work
somebody like, I don't want to say hip, but young and hip. I don't think you're gonna get that acoustic feel. Like, so I think he's mastered that kind of trying to.
Yeah, and he's still got Riz to it, so that's cool. I have a Funko Pop of him right above my bed. He watches over me while I sleep.
That's funny.
Yeah.
What is your creative process?
That's a great question, man. It really depends on the project, the song, the vibe at the moment. Sometimes I'm up at 3 o'clock and I'm just sort of writing thoughts that are in my head and I can't get out. You know what I mean? Or
so sometimes the lyrics come before the rhythm and vice versa.
Yeah. It's a mix. It's a mix of the two. I've been trying to get more into I've been trying to create music within a little studio setting, as opposed to just me and an acoustic guitar like on the corner of my bed. And I'm just trying to build more dynamic. But I have all these ideas and thoughts that I need to get out. So usually at least it starts off as a folk song, and then it'll just sort of grow from there.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. What are your pre-show rituals?
I smoke a lot of weed.
We call it herbal courage.
Herbal courage. I need a lot. So I have really bad social anxiety. So it takes a lot to get me out to one of these. But once I'm within the context of music, I feel like a little bit better. Once I'm on the stage, I'm fine because I just sort of go into like a lost in the sauce.
See, I'm kind of different. Like here, even down there, I'm good. The stage freaks me out, and I need to do a lot of
I'm the opposite.
liquid
It's really
and herbal.
It's a lot. It's weird, but I do a lot of meditating before I come out, and I know I'm gonna be like sort of surrounded by people. But that's it. You know, I mean, I worked before I came here today, so I just try and chill, and I'm really thankful that I'm still performing music. I get to perform music. I always know I'm gonna have a good time. I always like tell myself that I'm gonna stay the whole night, even like sometimes I'm not able. But like, you know, I make sure to thank all the acts. Everybody's played a great set tonight. It's just really dope. You know.
How would you describe your sound?
I would describe it as sort of folky, punky, bluesy, maybe a little bit of reggae in there. I love hip hop, so there's definitely hip hop influences. Like I said, man, like there's so much different kinds of music that have just their own unique vibe and sound to contribute, and I pity the people who like only like, you know, I only listen to rap, I only listen to metal. I'm like, but why? There's so much music out there, and it's so great to listen to.
How would you like your music to be remembered?
As I would like my music to be remembered as a representation of the things that I find difficult / impossible to say. I'm not great with words. Remember when you first mentioned you first mentioned an interview, I was like, I don't want to do an interview. But like immediately turned that because, but yeah, I just feel like one of my major, I would say, trials in life is struggling to maybe be heard or be listened to. Not that I, you know, think that what I have to say is all that important, but it's like the most accurate representation of me. Yeah. And I find it hard to get that out in regular words and easier to get out in song.
I think that's why a lot of us get into music.
Yeah, because it's hard to talk about shit, and it's easier to put it into your music, and then either hope or not even care necessarily that other people pick up on it, and they're like, hey man, that song really spoke to me because da-da-da-da-da. Yeah. Like that's the I think the biggest win you could do is to have someone come up to you and be like, that affected me, you know, significantly. I like turning heads, you know what I mean? I put my all into the music, and I think that comes out more than anything.
I think people would respect that more than anything. You're never going to have somebody troll you for that.
Right, yeah. He put his all into it. That was clearly his heart and soul performing his craft up there, you know. And that's what I'd like to leave as just people to know that I'm a passionate person.
If you could pick, would you have billions of people stream your material so that maybe you could get whatever they call royalties, or would you have thousands of people to come to your live show? Live shows or a package?
Live shows. I'm almost scared of the recording studio. I don't have a lot of recorded stuff. I just feel like live performing is where it's at, and that's where I shine. And also, I mean, coming from the business aspect of it, if you have that good of a crowd that comes see you, you're going to have a lot of people check your stuff out. You'll probably build your fan, but it's a good way to build your fan base and at least like get your streams up. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I love playing live, man. There's nothing like it.
I think it's a dying thing. We need to get people more out and listening. I have a little social thing, like you said too. So I think it's important for people to get out.
For people like us,
in the end of the world, you're actually gonna have a good time.
Yeah, and you can connect over a common ground. Yes. You know, and that's what it's about.
I asked these two little crazier questions, and the government.
We love crazy questions.
The government fucked it up on me.
Oh no!
Do you believe in aliens?
Sure, yeah.
They're saying that it's real.
So here's the thing. I believe in aliens, but I also don't care.
Exactly.
Like, I think it's silly to think that in the ever-expansive and infinite universe, we're the only intelligent
That's
life
sad if it is.
You know what I mean? Yeah, real dark and depressing. But at the same time, whatever. Like I said, I was saying earlier, like at this point, I got my hands up, my arms wide open, and I'm
hit me with a phaser beam, please.
I'm just living till I ain't living, and if we went out with the alien apocalypse, that'd be pretty neat. But we also have no idea. It's like and also too, I think that the popular conception of aliens is probably way off.
Yes.
I think they would be unrecognizable creatures and or beings that wouldn't be humanoid. They wouldn't be something that we would register. You know what I mean?
I 100% agree. The thing that scares me, I do believe in aliens. The thing that scares me is usually when the government is saying something's real or not after they say it isn't.
Right.
I wonder what they're doing. What else is going on right now? Are they bombing somebody? Are they raping oil from somebody?
Well, that's just like,
aliens are here now.
My favorite meme is like, aliens are real. Cool, whatever. Lower the cost of living.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know
what the subject that they're saying. You know what I mean? Do you sing in the shower, and is that considered practice?
100%. And I think anytime you sing, if you're a singer, is practice. I've just been singing my whole life. I don't even know I'm singing sometimes. But if you're
not
warming,
even a singer, and I sing in the shower.
Even like technically speaking, if you're warming up your vocal cords, you're practicing. You know. And
part of that question is because actually, if you were to bring a mic into your shower, it's actually a really good boost.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, absolutely. It's sound wise, it's great in there. I think I've definitely done vocals in the shower before.
I think I would. I haven't had to,
or
but
a bathroom.
I would. The whole bathroom is kind of that shower. You close the door. It's a mic.
Boom! It's a vocal booth.
Where would you like to see? Where do you wish music was? Like, do you think it's watered down now? Do you think it's misinterpreted and music is the same that it's always been?
I don't think it's watered down. I think it's changed, just like anything does in a forward-moving society and forward motion in time. I'm an old man. I'm gonna be 40 next year, and I would like to see music go back, maybe become a little bit more analog. I don't know how to bring a computer into the mix. Like I couldn't make backing tracks for myself right now. I mean, I'm sure I could learn. There's plenty of tutorials on YouTube and stuff. But I miss, you remember the band Silverchair?
Yeah, oh yeah.
So like, I remember being in high school.
Year 3000.
Yeah,
that's my favorite song.
And I was like, yo, they're in high school and they were such a good band, and it was a guitar player, a bass player, and a drummer, and a singer. You know,
and a very big sound.
Yeah, and that's what I try to do. I get nervous still when I'm on a bill with all bands and I'm the acoustic guy. Usually I open. I was nervous about playing third because I didn't want to bring the vibe down. But I also just permanently embedded into my performance is an energy that I feel like is as close to listening to a full band when you're only listening to one dude with a guitar. Because I played in bands my whole life too. But in between, I do this. I think I do a pretty decent job at maintaining the energy with, we started with a hip hop guy, we had a full band after that, and I think I did a pretty good job at not letting the energy, dip.
We don't like categories around here.
Yeah, no, I hate it. When I was in this band Fiction and people were like, what kind of music were you? I'm like, disco, reggae, punk folk. Take that as you will.
Yes.
But I think just even the idea of trying to fit into the box of one genre limits you creatively from the get-go.
Yeah. I've been messing with computers since I was 12.
Yeah.
And that's actually, I would say, was a superpower of mine. Because a lot of people are now doing things with the computer and electronics that I've been doing for a while now. Not that I'm great or anything like that.
No, but see, and that's part of the reason I'd love to hook up with somebody like you and sort of just make a pop record.
But the analog sound, I'm actually went out and I bought analog mixer.
Yep.
I'm actually trying to merge the two worlds, if you will.
Yeah. Because I want to get an analog drum machine and some keys so that I can at least just do a 4 on the floor and fucking and fill it out with some keyboard and then some licks on my acoustic.
Yeah.
And just like do something different that I know that I have up here in my head. I've been writing records like that in my head for years, but I've never been able to get it out because I never had like a little home studio setup. But like, now's the time, man.
Now's the time. And so technology helps in the fact that you don't need a big production team and all that.
Right. It makes it realistic for you to make, decent records on your own in your home.
I'm just fearful that it's maybe dampering the collaboration process a little bit more, like,
because people are just doing their own thing, right?
Sending it.
Yeah, no, I totally understand. And like apps like TikTok and social media, well, I don't say social media, like TikTok specifically has really changed the landscape to, it's like it almost like full records are irrelevant now, and it's just like
need
30-second slices of music to capture.
I was telling Cap on that, bro. We need a 30
But
seconds.
that's the other thing too. It's like I can't bring myself to go on a TikTok because like unless the music on there are some great musicians I think that I feel that have come from there, but the rest of it is just such a fucking cesspool. I can't stand it.
And some people are really creative in that 30 seconds, and I'm struggling with like, how do you make that 30 seconds stand up?
What do you feel? How do you feel about that Swaco dude?
Yeah, brilliant as far as using the social media.
Right, but the music is
watered down a little bit.
really like factory made almost. Like I feel the same way.
Tin candy, if you will, like homogenized.
Yeah. I don't want to say like almost industry plantish, but like I mean, and also it's just so easy to do out there in LA. It's just like it's.
Yep. What do you think about acts such as Taylor Swift and like ticket sales? A lot of people discredit her, but there's something to the business mind of selling that much and stuff like that.
It's like it's conflicting, right? Because they don't have all the power. So it's not specifically them being greedy. I love Tay-Tay's music, I gotta admit.
It's not bad.
She's an amazing performer. Yeah. She is very entertaining. The thing I hate about Taylor Swift, and I think a lot of people will agree, is the fandom.
Yeah.
The fandom is one of the most obnoxious groups of fans that I've ever encountered.
But you also have that the Deadhead thing where like they follow that chick everywhere.
But like, and maybe this is just me, maybe it's a generational gap thing, but like I can have a conversation with a Deadhead and if you disagree with a Deadhead or like Taylor Swift fans will put you over the coal. Like they can't accept any constructive criticism. God forbid if you don't think everything is like flawed. Everything she does. Like I just feel like Deadheads are a lot older. I mean, you have a whole younger generation of them now, but I totally know what you mean. But I just feel like they're abrasively defensive of her every move. You know what I mean? And I'm one of those people that, in general, sort of looks at parasocial relationships like that with a real like, you guys are weird.
Yeah.
Like it's weird. How much you attach yourself to these people. Yeah. The Jason Aldean thing with like, I don't care either way. Oh man, I wish I could go back to a time where the only thing that Jason Aldean brought up was anytime someone brought up Jason Aldean, I would say, who the fuck is Jason Aldean? And it's just like, and I don't really care about the song one way or another, but if the people who got so passionately like, I stand with Jason Aldean, brother, he's not from a small town, he doesn't live in a small town,
not anymore.
He does not represent you.
I don't jump on a lot of social media posts on Facebook, but I actually did on that one. And people kind of misconstrued it. I had a couple people jump in, are you sticking up for him? But my point is that as an American and as what America stands for, my right as an American should be that I am or I am not offended, and I should have that right. And
exactly.
It's like with the Swiftie thing, like you said, and some of the Jason Aldean thing, it's everybody thinks that they're so right, and it has to be that way.
Yeah, and you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just the algorithm that feeds me this. But it's like, in my opinion, I thought that people on the side that were defending him were just, they cared about it more. I didn't hear much from the flip where like, okay, this song is racist, da da da. All I heard was that it came out. People were like, that's sketchy.
Yep.
And then the other side was like, I stand with Jason Aldean. Try that in a small town. And a couple weeks later, I was like, guys, can we talk about something else?
Try riding your dirt bike like they do in New Haven in a small town, because those cops will beat the shit out of you.
Dude, I live in New Haven too. And it's like,
so, where can we find your work?
So it's not really very prominent on the internet. You can go on my Instagram, which is that singer dude guy, and there's a lot of music clips of me on there. I have a Bandcamp, but I don't know the link to it. There's not a lot of places you can find it, but hopefully there will be in the future.
That's good.
So, and if you follow me on Instagram, then you're following me and my music, and you're on the
one more time for
that singer dude.
That singer dude. I actually kind of like that. That should be your name up there.
Yeah.
That singer dude.
Yeah, that singer dude.
Ethan, thank you for coming along.
Thanks for having me, man. It's been terrific.
Thank you, brother, man.
Thank you.